Hi guys, this is your weekly astrology forecast with me, Lada from astrolada.com for the week of 12th to the 18th of December. Interesting week ahead. We have Mercury turning directions. We have a full moon in Gemini. And we're going to speak how this is going to affect each sign and what you can expect. And before that, just a quick announcement. We've reduced the prices of my courses, Astrolada's courses and webinars, to almost 1/3 of the price. And on some courses like Love and Compatibility, which is over 40 hours of videos and teaching you about love and compatibility, up to half price. So you can go and check out my courses. They're reduced. Also, Marina has reduced child horoscope and nutritional horoscope half price. Magic Mike is doing 10 minutes for free of every reading, as far as I remember. No, Trifon is giving you 10 minutes free if you order a reading as well. So we have a lot of reductions which will last for 2-3 weeks only till the 31st of December. So check out my courses and then they go back to the normal price again. And also the yearly calendar, don't forget, 2017 is around the corner and we've sold more than 200 calendars with not a single refunded one, and great reviews about those calendars. So what does the next week hold for us? Well, it starts with a beautiful positive Sun trine Uranus in fire signs. So it means the fire signs will be quite supported, whether it's your Sun, Moon or Ascendant in Aries, Leo or Sagittarius. You get an uplift energetically. You feel more excitable, you feel more like shining, and the Sun is our ability to shine, to grab the attention, and Uranus makes us more unique, more authentic, more ourselves. So it's good for career for everyone as well, because the Sun naturally rules one's career and goals. The start of the week, the first couple of days of the week, with the Sun trine Uranus, some surprises but positive ones in regards to career, and some very fast resolutions in regards to your career or developments triggered by Uranus and the trine that Uranus makes to the Sun. Excitable things that happen, new ideas in regards to career and goals, new ideas, or maybe something positive coming to you from male figures, authority figures, as a bit of a surprise. Out of the blue as well, but also opening new opportunities. And Aquarius and Leos can benefit a lot, because Aquarius are ruled by Uranus and Leos are ruled by the Sun. So they can have good experiences coming to them through relationships, through other people, because they rule opposite signs, you know, the relationships. So they can cooperate well and move forward. But the middle of the week, around Wednesday, maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, is the full moon. The full moon in Gemini, and it's gonna last for 2 weeks. A full moon does not affect you just on the day it happens. It continues for the next 2 weeks until the next new moon is. So this is a prediction that you're gonna experience for 2 weeks, guys, and it's happening in Gemini. Full moon in Gemini. It's about Gemini rules information. So for many of us, some piece of important information will come, a missing piece of the puzzle that we've been missing, whether some letter, some communication, something we've been expecting over the email, something we've been expecting as or information. It will be completed, we will receive it, because this is what Gemini is about, information, or maybe information you didn't even expect that can come to complete the picture, to supply you with facts you are not aware of in some way. But full moons are about ending things, completing things, wrapping things up, or seeing the results of something. And Gemini naturally rules projects that we do in small groups of people, so they might be the rushing up over starting from this week till the next 2 weeks to complete some project that you're working with brothers, siblings, neighbors, co-mates, teammates, playmates, schoolmates, people that you're working in a small group of people completing such projects, and that's a good thing for it. The planets will support you. Also, anyone working on Gemini projects, which is writing, speaking, marketing, management, branding, advertising of any sort, any administrative work, completing any reports, again, good time for the next 2 weeks to wrap up, to complete those projects as well. Especially this week when Mercury, because Mercury also, and it's good to hurry up this week because Mercury starts changing direction from Sunday, starts moving retrograde, so you might have to put some final touches, you know, and wrapping Gemini projects. But how will this full moon affect each one of you personally? Okay, Aries, full moon in your 3rd house. receiving some piece of information that's important, receiving some news or letter or whatever, receiving some important communications from people, or seeing some kind of product, completion, results, final results of some project, so maybe completion in regards to some trip or journey of some sort, or in regards to doing something with others in groups. Cooperating with playmates, teammates. Okay, then for Taurus, it's happening in your second house, this full moon. So for the next 2 weeks, if it's your ascendant, sun, or moon, you can see completions or seeing the results of fruition of some important news or illumination in regards to material, to possessions, to something that you own. For example, you can receive some amount of money that's owed to you, or you can increase. I've noticed often full moons in the second house from the moon or from the ascendant, sometimes even from the sun, can bring in something that you desire, something that you want to possess, some kind of financial income increase of some sort as well, or some understanding about your financial situation, some clarity, some completion of some sort, wrapping up something. Then for Gemini, it's happening in your sign, Gemini. If you're born around, I don't know, Wednesday, so what was that? Wednesday the 14th, or on the 13th or the 14th of December, no, it's kind of, if you're, no, sorry, that's my mistake, that's for Sagittarius. So if you're Gemini, it's happening the full moon in your sign, so you'll be put in some center stage role. The light is illuminating you, the light of the full moon, your intuition grows in a big way. You can feel almost like, you know, more sensitive and emotional, but at the same time you can be called to be at some center stage, center point where there is lots of attention to you, where there is like where you are able to shine, where there is an opportunity for you to stand out in some way, when there's opportunity for you to do something on your own, to complete some project on your own as well, to complete something that you've started in the past few months, basically, for you to see the results of those, anything it might have been, to see the results and to reevaluate them, to decide how you're going to act in the last 6 months before your next birthday, basically. Maybe to change strategy in some way as well. This is what the full moon in your sign brings, illumination to what has to stay and what has to be removed, in a sense, and new plans that you might have for the next 6 months. He illuminates them and brings results of past actions to see, positive or negative, depends how much effort you put. Then for Cancers, the full moon in Gemini falls in your 12th house, so it's kind of powerful, super powerful intuition. When the full moon falls in your 12th house, the full moon is so intuitive. You might be extra emotional, Cancers. Naturally, around full moons, you're extra emotional this week and the next 2 weeks. It might be time for you to realize what you have to let go of your life, because the 12th house is the house of endings. And something that you need to release, or actually even wrapping something up, completing something. 12th house is endings, completions, and the full moon allows you to see good results of something that you're completing. Or maybe even to discover some secret, something that's been happening behind your back can come to the surface now. The full moon can illuminate it, so you see some information that you are missing, secret comes to you, or some gossip that might have been behind you comes to you, you know, or maybe you're preparing something behind the scenes and you can start seeing the results of those actions now. Then we have Leos. It's happening in your 11th house, the full moon. There might be a completion and seeing the results of some long-term goal you've been working on. Maybe even increase of gainfulness, because the full moon gives the highest potential possible, you know, because it can't grow anymore. So in the 11th house, it's your gains. Or maybe illuminates and gives you clarity about some matter in regards to your long-term plans, or in regards to your earnings, or in regards to your profitability, or in regards to your friendships and social connections, which is the 11th house, colleagues, your social environment, friends, you know. Maybe you find out some missing piece of information, or maybe there is some completion, like I'm Leo moon, so might be for me, for example, the next 2 weeks very busy, and seeing the results of working with groups of people, like I cooperate with other astrologers, you know, with colleagues, and it might be some important activities that you're doing that they're coming to fruition, giving results, illuminating you, and seeing completions there. or finding out some important things in regards to friends and such matters. Okay, then for Virgo, it's happening in your 10th house, the full moon, completions of career projects, seeing the results of some career project, illuminating you on matters about your direction in life and career, authority figures, parental figures as well, projects of some sort. Maybe if you want to apply for a job the next 2 weeks, especially next one, might be a good time, or you might see the results. If you've applied for a job before, you might see the results of that. Or if you've worked on some project, now you can see possibly starting to put the focus on it and illuminating it. And then we have Libra. For you, Libra, it's happening in the 9th house. There might be some completion or conclusion or developments in matters of foreign travel, documents, legalizing something in some way, something to do with higher education, pre-qualification, learning. You know, they might be very strong, intuitive, again, almost like eureka moments of realization, because 9th house is highly intuitive, where God communicates to us through omens. So now you can be sent over the next 2 weeks, starting with this week, a lot of intuitions, maybe through other people, like advice, like recommendation, or coming across some books or information which enlighten you, which give you the missing piece in regards to what you have to do with your future. Because the 9th house is the house of future, and you get illumination there, or completion of some projects that are connected to the 9th house, which was travel, foreign education, foreign matters, education, you know, and matters like that. Okay, so then we go to Scorpio. It's happening in your 8th house. You might receive money from someone. For example, there might be illumination on some secret matters. 8th house is secret house for you, Scorpio. And you are so great, actually, at discovering secret information. And now with the full moon in your 8th house, even more so, some secret information can come that gives you the pieces of the missing pieces of the puzzle. Or you might see completion or the results of some activities that you've been doing together in partnerships, and the financial results of those, so the material results of those, because 8th house rules other people's resources or your partner's resources. Sometimes I've seen someone has a full moon in the 8th house, and there might be an increase coming to them if they've put efforts in work with others in groups, or with others in one-to-one. For example, money coming to them from clients, or money coming to them from their partner, or maybe gaining something or receiving something from another person, whether it's a small present or something bigger, or maybe getting a missing piece of information, which is Gemini, remember, which can, for some, give you the upper hand in some kind of a power struggle or situation of manipulation, which might be the 8th house again. But yeah, there might be also completion of matters with inheritance, or seeing the results of something coming to illumination. Inheritance, mutual resources, money, secrets, intimacy, and taxes. Okay, you know, all those matters. So maybe illuminating information you find out in regards to life after death, which is also the 8th house, something occult, or an astrology reading that you get that's very illuminating 8th house. Okay, then we have Sagittarius. It's happening in your 7th house. Illuminating in regards to matters and very strong intuitive feelings, which, you know, which bring you some clarity or understanding in regards to matters of partnerships, business or personal. So important development can happen over the next 2 weeks in regards to your partnerships, in a sense of culminating, in a sense of seeing results. If you've been working hard on some partnerships, on some relationships, now you can see the results of that. If there were some problems, or they might fruit, they become, you know, the spotlight is put on them in a powerful way. And there might be some, for example, partnerships appearing that you have to cooperate with someone, or complete, basically, see the results of some project you've been working together in partnerships with someone, seeing the results of this cooperation, for example, seeing the results of and receiving illumination, understanding about something in regards to matter, to a business matter. 7th house rules business, business interactions with clients, with business partners, with others on one-to-one, or with personal relationships. Okay, then we have Capricorn. For you, Capricorn is happening in the 6th house. So illumination or completion of work projects. Seeing the results, if you've been on some diet or some change of health routine, you might be able to see the results of this and see if something needs tweaking in regards to your diet, and also in regards to your health habits. But 6th house is mostly to do about wrapping up some career project, wrapping up some work project, something behind the scenes, and seeing the results of reorganization, seeing there, oh, might be a good time, for example, to clean around, to put order around yourself, Capricorn, to put more organization into everything, but you get good results. Full moons are about good results, about receiving the fruition of something. Or if you've been putting some practices which will to make your life more efficient, more organized, now you can see the results over the next 2 weeks. All kind of, yeah, something to do with work. And then we have Aquarius. It's happening in our 5th house. We can, for example, feel illuminated in matters in regards to children, in regards to loved ones, in regards to love relationships and romance. We can receive some missing information, or we can receive more fulfilling, more fuller time with such people, so to speak. Children, lovers, loved ones. Creative ideas, we can see, for example, the results and rewards from certain creative ideas we've been utilizing or putting into action. We can see the results of, for some people it might be a good time for conception for the next 2 weeks, well, after the full moon in their 5th house. For creative projects, again, as I said, illumination, understanding, maybe, you know, seeing results of that. And then we have Pisces, which is happening in your 4th house, seeing the results of your actions in regards to your family, in regards to your personal life, place of living, in regards to your feelings, having deep and feelings, very deep feelings that are quite intuitive. Maybe deeper connections, emotional connections and bonds with your family. Or maybe completing some projects around home, or seeing the results of some work or relationships, with wrapping up something in regards to your home, family, parents, personal life, in some property, you know, land, and all matters like that. And then we have Mercury going retrograde, guys, in the 2nd, I think it's on the 18th of December, so that's on Sunday almost. But Mercury the whole week is kind of gradually starting to change directions, really slowing down. When a planet slows down and it looks like it's not moving in the sky, it becomes 5 times stronger. So the periods when the moon, when a planet changes direction, like this week, Mercury will be changing direction. Mercury becomes so much more powerful. So that's why I was saying also the full moon is helping us wrap things up, complete things. And also Mercury says, like, okay, speed up, wrap things up, because I'm going to change direction. Mercury is the planet that rules communication, information, letters. So I hope there are not many lost letters over Christmas with Mercury going retrograde, because it slows down, and all Mercury things kind of start slowing down when it's moving retrograde. There might be some lost mails and information around Christmas. So try and wrap those things up to send them fast as possible, you know, correspondence, your Christmas mails and whatever. But it's happening in Capricorn, so we'll be asked starting, even this week you would feel it, till the end of December and the 1st week of January, maybe to revise structures in our life, to go over, to change certain structures, to change the plans, especially when it comes to business, because Capricorn rules work, business, structures, and Mercury will be revising those, will be going over such matters, and changing from plan A to plan B to plan C. So plans tend to change when Mercury goes retrograde, but this is not such a bad thing, because we might think the plan we've had initially is the ideal one, but when Mercury goes retrograde, okay, this initial plan falls through, or we see its falls or faults, and we have to reorganize, we have to mobilize our Mercury energy, because ancient astrology sources says when a planet is retrograde, it's 3 times stronger. It doesn't get weaker, it gets stronger. So when the Mercury energy gets stronger, it's like Mercury is so close to the earth and is looking over us, and it's much stricter with us. It demands that the Mercury needs to check everything, to dot the I's and cross the T's, as they say, are fulfilled. If they're not, Mercury returns back the homework, returns back the work, returns back and says, redo it. There is a better way, you've made a mistake, redo it. Without the Mercury retrograde periods, we could never change all those, you know, re-edit things and change them in some way and improve them and make better plans. And for me, always, these periods not always the easiest, because a retrograde planet requires 3 times more efforts. I keep repeating that. This is ancient rule. A retrograde planet requires 3 times more efforts. It requires you to mobilize your energy. Mercury retrograde in regards to Mercury matters, in regards to writing, speaking, communicating, information, documents. And you might have to redo some projects in marketing, in business, in information, communication, in media, in management, which is all Mercury areas, in relationships with others, you know. You might have to redo it, but you put 3 times more effort, you see the mistakes, you correct them, and then the final project is way better. The final project manifests in a more positive way, and even though you had to put more efforts, the results of a retrograde planet after it turns direct, and if you redone this, if you followed, you know, what the retrograde planets requires and mobilize your energy 3 times, your skills in particular, Mercury rules our skills, and put those skills with 3 times more conscientiousness and love, so to speak, or effort, then the results will be much more fruitful and longer lasting. It's a great time, for example, during Mercury retrograde, I've been working on big projects, and this is when I kind of get it together, start putting it together, the video, the course, edit everything, make sure I use most of my skills to the best of my abilities to make it. And oftentimes the final project will not be exactly what I expected, especially when it always happens that I'm completing some big project during Mercury retrograde, and the final project have to have some adjustments. It's not how I pictured it, but it turns out to be better. So don't fear this. But make sure that you protect things like your passwords on the internet, like your computers, that you take care not to spill water over them and stuff like that, because Mercury retrograde can also, you know, bring those issues to the surface. And remember, Mercury retrograde is about things from the past unsaid coming to the surface and being said. So it means many couples can have problems during this period. Why is that? Because they say things, maybe your partner hurt you 2-3 months ago, you didn't say anything. Or maybe your partner cheated on you years ago, and this comes back and you haven't said fully everything you want to say. Now Mercury retrogrades, and especially if it affects you in a powerful way. So if you have planets in Capricorn or in Cancer or in Libra or in Aries, so if you have one of those 4 signs strongly, which is what Mercury retrograde will affect the most, the cardinal signs, some things from relationship, business or personal, can come to the surface to be said, because Mercury is so much stronger, we can't bottle it up anymore. When Mercury goes retrograde, we can't bottle up, and things from the past come to be said. And maybe demands made and the rules of the game to be changed. People require, often there is reevaluation of relationships in some way. And the rules in the relationships, you know, the unwritten rules, not like, okay, let's sign contract, this is your rules. Maybe, you know, some contracts might be delayed, have to be re-examined, like signing of papers or whatever, or documents. And maybe extra information needs to be audited or, you know, sourced out. But that's the nature of Mercury retrograde. Don't bitch about it. Try not to give your passwords, try to protect the information you have, and Mercury retrograde will help you achieve, once it turns direct from the first week of January, you'll see the positive results of the hard work you've had to put and the things you had to renegotiate, re-examine, re-edit. So yeah, this is how this week will affect you guys. I'm not going to tell you how Mercury retrograde will affect each sign separately. You can check out my December videos. I speak in depth there. If you're Aries ascendant, for example, how Mercury retrograde in Capricorn, what exactly it means for you. Check those videos, because I don't want to bore you repeating the same information which I've already put out there for December 2016. So thank you so much, guys. This is what the whole week looks like. So start wrapping things up. You're seeing the results of actions. You're getting some extra information with the full moon in Gemini. Check out my courses, which are decreased. There are lots of, you know, things. There are lots of prices have dropped down for the next 2.5 weeks almost, you know. So don't miss out this opportunity. Thank you, guys.